Hey, Ezra here with you for the One Stop Shop, and in this video we're going to be getting our domain settings in order, which means that we're actually going to be able to have a website live on the internet, not just a myshopify.com URL. So we're there now. We're almost ready to start selling, and so what we've got to do is get a domain name and point that to our Shopify store. So what we want to do is go to GoDaddy or HostGator or wherever you would like to purchase the domain name for your store and purchase that domain name. And then you're going to come into the back end of your editor and you're going to click on Online Store and Domains. And what you want to do is click this little Add an Existing Domain button to add the domain to your store. So click Add an Existing Domain. And here's where you're going to enter the URL of that domain. So you put in your URL and then you click Add Domain. And now what Shopify is asking you to do is it's saying, hey, we've provided you some instructions on how to configure your domain. Please go through the following steps. Set a CNAME record for www, so for whatever your domain name is, to beautiful.myshopify.com or whatever yours is. So whatever your .myshopify.com is, you need to set a CNAME record on your domain name. So you can click on Go to Instructions, and that's going to launch a Shopify page for you, a docs.shopify.com page that will have the instructions on how to set a CNAME record for every one of the big hosts, you know, Bluehost and GoDaddy and HostGator. So wherever you have wherever you purchase your domain name, follow the instructions in this document to set your CNAME record. So the next thing you want to do is come over here and set your primary domain. So after you've set your CNAME record with your hosting account and you've set a CNAME for your Shopify URL, what you want to do is set your primary domain to be your domain name, click the Redirect All Traffic to this domain button, and then click Save. And the final thing that we want to do here is we want to come back in here, we want to go to Add an Existing Domain, and this time we want to add our domain with no www dot in front of it. So then you'll just put your domain name, whatever it is, click Add Domain, and when you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to set an A record for the non-www version of your URL. So you have to set an A record to the Shopify IP address. So what you'll do is you'll click Go to Instructions, and Shopify will give you the instructions for every single hosting account on how to set an A record. So you need to set a CNAME record and an A record, and when you're done, what you should have is something that looks like this. You should have your primary domain, you should have it checked to redirect all your traffic to this domain, and then you should have your Shopify URL, and you should have your non-www version with an OK mark next to it, and your www version with an OK mark next to it. Now, Shopify has fantastic support, as do all of the hosting companies. It's not that difficult. You just have to get on the phone with them. If you get confused, you've got to set a CNAME record and an A record and get your domain settings all set up so that you actually have your primary domain as a URL that is not a myshopify.com URL. And then what you're going to want to do when that's done is come into your themes and customize theme, and anywhere where you have linked to a page, like for example on the home page settings here where we've linked from our banners on the home page, we want to change these links to be the links not to the My Shopify URLs, but the links to our actual domain. So instead of befriendly.myshopify.com/collections, etc., it is befriendlyskincare.com. After we've set our domain settings properly, we can come in and change the links on our banners in our theme settings to be able to link to the correct place. So this is Ezra Firestone here for the One Stop Shop, getting you with your domain settings set up so that you can have an actual legitimate URL for your store. Go ahead and get that set up, and I'll see you in the next video.